Hello. My name is Teacher Frannie. I am so happy to be here and chatting with you today a little bit about me and my experience as being a teacher at VIP Kid. I'm jumping into this swarm of people you probably already have seen, videos you've probably already watched, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about me and say hello, YouTube world of people. So if you want to rock with me, listen to me, talk with me, stay on, and let's get started. So I have lovely little notes because I'm a talker and I don't want to keep people for longer than like 6 to 10 minutes because I remember when I was doing a lot of research and I was trying to watch video after video after video, and I was really grateful if I saw one that was under like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, so that I could get to the next video because I was just training and I basically didn't have anyone to help me, and so I was just watching a lot. And so I want to provide a voice without being overexerting. I think that it gets really overwhelming, this entire process. And what I've noticed is I see a lot of people telling you what to do and how to do it, and they're talking to you from a place of where they are now, and no one's like, okay, it's going to be okay, calm down, take it one day at a time, this is completely doable, and telling you how to do it in a way that's a little bit easier and a little bit less stressful, because I do think if you get overwhelmed, you quit. Or if you get overwhelmed, you don't perform to your exact excellency. Like, you might be good at this, but you're just so overwhelmed by it all, or you're being so misinformed about how to get started that you don't do it. So I want to provide a different perspective. Maybe you've heard other people with similar perspectives. It doesn't matter. It's just the point of just like having someone to be like, me too. I was incredibly overwhelmed. And when I think about where I started and where I'm at now, I'm like, oh, I have a lot to say and I could help somebody. We're not here for ourselves. So it's like if you have a tip that's helpful to someone, you should tell them. If you have information that you think other people could benefit from or be inspired by, you should give it to them because we exist to give. And so that is why I decided to hop on and start talking to people, because I genuinely feel like what I could say could be helpful. I have people drop in my DMs all the time when they find out what I do. And when I go to workshops and I say little things like, this is one way to do this, and they're like, oh my God, you were such a breath of fresh air. Oh, you made me feel so much better. I'm so much less overwhelmed after talking to you. And it made me realize like somebody has that need where they want to talk to someone who's going to help them feel a little bit better, help it feel a little less overwhelming, and talk to you from a perspective of absolute imperfection. I'm not perfect, and I don't know everything, and I didn't start off by doing all the props and all the things, and obviously don't have like the crazy background, and yet I'm still very, very successful as a teacher. So here we go. My name is Frannie Williams, but it's not actually my legal name. My legal name is Frandasia Williams, but I go by Teacher Frannie. Whatever you type in on your application becomes the name that they see. So they see Frandasia M as my show name. So I have Teacher Frannie hanging so that my kids know that they can call me Teacher Frannie. That's my nickname. That's what I go by. But I didn't know, like, when you do your application, if you type in, like, your name is Lauren legally, but you go by T or whatever, it can't be changed. Like, I've tried to research it, and it's like that's the name that you signed up with, and that's the name that they post for parents to see. And so I just hang my name, and they recommended having a sign or something that says your name. And so it really doesn't matter what your show name is, which is the name the parents see. It's just like what you have in your classroom is what they'll call you. So, Teacher Frannie, okay? I have notes so that this gets quick and concise and clear. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my lovely notes so I can be productive and not my phone, because we're already at 4 minutes and I want to be done in no more than 4 to 6. So let's go. First of all, how long have I been teaching? I signed my first contract last year. So it is 2019. I signed my first contract in September 2018. It was right after Labor Day. I had started my process before Labor Day. I was someone who I signed up. I did my interview like the next day, maybe a day or two after that. I did my mock class 1. A day after that, I did mock class 2. A day after that, I had to go to 3. And then it took like about a whole week for me to go through the process. But I was someone who was in a position where I could move right through it. And so I applied and was hired within, like, I would say a week week and a half period, maybe 2. I think that would be saying a little long, but it happened pretty quickly for me because I was able to move through it quickly. If you're not, that's okay. But they do send you emails like, we want this done in the next 24 hours, and we want this done in the next 72 hours, and you have to sign up for these things. And some people get overwhelmed at that stage because they're like, why are they sending me all these emails? Like, I need more time. So that's just something to be prepared for. I would do it in a point in your life where you have the time to just kind of knock it out. I just think that's a route to be a little bit more successful and a little less overwhelmed by the emails and just like caught in midway in the application process, because I do think it expires. It's this whole weird thing. So that's just a tip. So I've been teaching since September of last year. So a little less than a year. They do 6-month contracts, and so I'm in my second 6-month contract. And I average anywhere between, I'd say on a slow week, I only do between 45 to 50 classes, and on a busy week, like this week, I have 64 classes scheduled. That's around 32 hours. I do this heavy part-time, full-time. I think if you're over 30 hours, that's kind of full-time, so I'm a kind of full-timer. I worked my way up to this place. It did not start that way. It was a slow roll to heaven. The first couple of months, I didn't have a booking at all. But for me, that was beneficial because what brought me to VIP Kid is, first of all, I'm an actor, and I like flexibility in my schedule. I like to be able to just go and work and then have the days free so I can audition and so I can perform. I live in New York, and so I just want to be able to have a schedule that's a little bit more fluid. And I didn't know September of last year exactly where I was going to end up, and I wanted to have a job that could take me anywhere. And the second part of it was I finished grad school. I graduated with my master's last June, and I decided that like I needed some time, not acting, just not participating in the real world, and I just like wanted to travel for a couple months and just take some time. And I did that from like September to the end of November, and I wanted to still be able to make money while I was gone. And so VIP Kid was the perfect solution. I did interview with one other company. It was Landi, and I did not get the job, but it was a really good opportunity for me to train and practice for this job. And I did get passed through in my first round. So yay. It does happen. There are success stories. So, don't get discouraged they do have a low hiring rate, and there's a lot of videos where people are talking about what didn't happen. So don't get discouraged. I'm going to do another video talking about my interview process, and if it helps you understand, I literally didn't think I was going to get hired based off my interview and how I felt, and I will talk about that in a different video so I can keep these clear and short. And so basically, I'm going to be doing just like a range of videos to kind of talk about my experience, how to keep things simple in your classroom, what you should be focused on when you're getting started, because I genuinely think that sometimes people jump too far in and they get discouraged or overwhelmed. I think there's a way to kind of ease into it. I eased into it, and now, like, I'll be approaching a year in September, and I have a very full schedule. I also have I have a lot of availability that allows me to work 60 plus classes a week. But it's like if you wanted to work 60 classes a week, and some people don't have that booked, and I do. So something I'm doing is happening and working for me. And so I want to be a beacon of help and support for other people and an inspiration for you and yours, and just provide my insight. So thank you so much for saying hello to me. Please drop a comment and let me know that you were here. Please like and subscribe so I can know that there are people listening. And if there are 2 of you, that is enough, because I do everything I do in my life to create a dialogue. So my interest is to connect with people. That's the heart of what I do. And so please let me know that you're out there. ET, come home. Like, let me know if there's people listening. And I will also drop my referral link below so that you can see it if you are interested in having me coach you and work with you if you are upcoming into the process of signing up and getting started with VIP Kid. But please look at the rest of my videos and stay with me, stick with me. And if it's something that is a positive thing, then I'll keep it going and we'll just see what happens. So thank you, and bye-bye.